Everybody, we're here at TPS and I have some really just fun that we're going to have. We're going to be interviewing people that I've known for a long time, like Ralph here, and people that we just meet. So really excited about that. So Ralph, introduce yourself. Tell everybody kind of your name, your title, what you do today.
Yeah. My name is Ralph Peter Müller. I'm a co-founder of CFTurbo. CFTurbo is an engineering software company, and we do also engineering services. And I'm here for, I think, the 15th time or so, and I like the show.
Yeah, it's one of our favorites, and I think I met you at this show.
Yes.
And it's like a homecoming, right? Coming
Yes.
back to this one. But I guess, how has CFTurbo evolved over the years that you've been coming here?
Yeah, maybe when we're looking back for about, CFTurbo was founded in 2008, and looking back now, these more than 15 years. So we started with a small team of less than 10, and so now we are 30 of us, and so the TPS, the show here, was always a sort of an anchor show for us, as talk to people, and then over the years it became so nice. So we have friends now over the time. So now we are here every year.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Every time I see you, I was like, yes, I get to see Ralph at the show. And thank you for doing the interview and having a booth here and showcasing it. I do think it makes a difference to see people in person.
Yeah. This is always so that maybe even what we learned over COVID time, that maybe we could do all the business online. In the end, the shows are coming back, and this is what I really like. We are in a niche business, right? Our software is for very specific type of engineers, and you meet them here, and that's why I think the trade shows and these personal contacts are very important for us too here.
Okay, so tell us a little bit more about the software and who it's for and how it can help.
Yeah, so the software is an intelligent CAD system, right? So we have a 3D CAD system for turbo machinery. And this is, we call it also a conceptual design tool, where you can really start from nothing, from scratch. You can put in a couple of numbers which describe your duty point of the turbo machine, and then you end up with a complex 3D geometry, and the user is guided through this. And the main idea was that we wanted to enable, I would say, this so normal mechanical engineers using this software, and not only the experts, which are of course also around, and which we also encourage to use our code. But so it's really a software that every engineer should be able to use, or young engineers, students. The old experts are going towards retirement, and then the young folks wants to have software, and we provide this. And our software is highly integrated into the fluid flow and FEA world, so that when our designs can be then used for flow simulation, structural simulation, and also optimization.
Yeah, and it also looks super cool. So for the people and the young engineers coming in, right? You get to see it, you get to see what the equipment is doing.
Yes.
And so that is a unique part of it. And it looks good on a cover of a magazine too.
Always.
So I hope that you have a good show, and I'll see you, of course, next time we're here. But is there anything else that you want to leave our listeners with?
Yeah, so maybe two things. So one thing, we just released a new, came up with a new software release, CFTurbo 2025 release 2. So this can be shown in the show. And then we have a nice Italian coffee machine on our show. So if somebody wants to have a hot espresso, please step by, right?
I love it.
Thanks, Charli. Okay.
We're at TPS. We're having a great time. Brought some friends over from Hydro, so I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gary Dyson. I just love pumps. I love designing pumps. So I head up Hydro's global engineering team. We work on all the interesting projects for Hydro, all the difficult stuff. And at TPS, we're now going to present a fantastic case study we did with one of our customers, where we managed to double the amount of flow through his pump. So it was just like, everybody said it was impossible, but we managed to do it. It's just so exciting.
It really is. It really is. And anytime I go through the Hydro plants, there's always something exciting to see. So, okay, let's introduce you as well.
My name is Freddy Cardenas. I'm coming from Hydro Middle East. I have spent like 3 years working there. I have 3 years already in USA. I'm really excited to be here. We will present this project that Gary is telling about that is amazing. I mean, we did something that many people think that was really complicated or impossible, it's working. Everybody's happy.
So when you get a challenge like this, right, a problem that you don't maybe think others can solve, and it comes to you, like, that's got to be the best thing for engineering, right? And so how do you start that process? I'm just curious of how you go about figuring that out. Don't tell all your secrets, but, you know.
Yeah, the first thing is, how impossible is it? Because some things are just like, oh no, I don't want to touch it. But then, so we look at how close to the edge of where designs have evolved to. And then we have an enormous database of things we've done over the years, and we can compare it to our database and go, okay, it pushes things a little bit, but I think we can do this, but we'll have to be clever about it.
And y'all collaborated on this project.
And, yeah.
Yes.
So I came up with my sort of hydraulic, I think this is the hydraulic thing, and Freddie then, well, he jumped into the mechanical, yeah.
Yes. So yeah, we know when we start this type of projects that will be tough. That's the beginning.
Yeah.
We know that things happen, along all the process, but I think we have a pretty good structure. And I believe in us. And honestly, we try to do the things with all the knowledge that we have, experience, and the good practices.
Yeah, and like you said, you have the database that is full of problem solved, basically, that you can pull from, and then y'all work together. So have y'all worked together for a long time on the team, or y'all just together on this project? How did that kind of come together?
We've worked together in the Middle East and in Houston now, yeah. So Freddie was instrumental in some of our really big upgrade projects we did in Oman. The one we presented last year, Freddie was instrumental in that. And then he came to Houston and started identifying similar opportunities, frightening, but possible opportunities, yeah.
Challenging ones, right?
Yeah,
because you love a challenge. I love
Yeah.
that. And it's so great that you did help them. And, being at TPS and seeing the engineering community that comes together and being able to present to them and, just have that family around you. Do you love that part as well?
I shouldn't say this. This is the best week of the year.
Yes.
When does a pump engineer get to be amongst pump engineers and pump users for a whole week, talk about pumps and really nothing but pumps? It's my favorite week, yeah.
I'm just so glad I got to sit with you because I love pumps too. I'm not an engineer, but I love it. And I love to see the energy and see that we are making a difference out there still in pump innovation and repair and design. It's wonderful. So is there anything else that you want to leave our listeners with?
I'd just like to say that if you've got a really difficult chronic pump problem and you think it's impossible, we'll look at it. We'll look at it, and a lot of times we can fix it. It might not be a conventional solution, and we might think out of the box, but we can generally fix it.
And that's what we want to do. I think about the people that work in the refineries, and they don't want to be called out in the middle of the night to fix something,
No.
and they know it breaks all the time. So to be able to look at it and be able to fix this challenging problem. Oh, I love it.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for being here with me. And we'll see you every year at TPS because this is the week, right?
It is, yeah.
It is.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Y'all did a great job.
Thanks.
So we're here at TPS and we are absolutely loving it, getting to see old friends and just new technologies. And I guess it's your turn to introduce yourself.
Yeah, good morning. Joshua Jensen, VP of Global Sales for Trillium Pumps USA. We're excited to be here at the Pump Symposium and showing off our products.
Yes. Okay. So you've been in the industry, I don't know how long, but I've been in the industry for 20 years and I
Yes.
knew you then. So somewhere along the way.
Exactly.
And what keeps you in the pump industry?
Yeah, so I've been in the pump industry 25 years, which is crazy to think about. But I absolutely love the pump industry. I love the impact that we have on the daily lives of all the communities around the world, whether it's oil and gas, petrochemical, refining, or even water and wastewater. Just being able to provide, support to the communities. And I love working with all the people in the pump industry.
Yeah, we do too. And we're excited to be at TPS. We were just talking about just pump design and how fun it is to be an engineer in this space and be here this week. But I actually recently went to your facility and it's amazing to see
Yes, that's
pump
great.
manufacturing in the US. And so does that, I guess, give you kind of more of the passion knowing that it's here and that you can see it manufactured?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we're very proud of our facility in Fresno, California. I'm glad you're able to experience that. We've invested heavily into that facility over the past 4 or 5 years. And the people in Fresno are working extremely hard to deliver for our customers, which is very important for us. And also being able to manufacture in the U.S. We're very proud of that. We're able to meet Build America, Buy America clauses. And we're just proud to be a manufacturer in the U.S., in California, supporting global customers.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You're also a global company, and so
Yeah.
you have that connection and be able to support home and away, which
Yep.
is wonderful. Tell us a little bit more about what you're showcasing here as far as the pumps.
Sure, and great question. So here at TPS, we're promoting our Flowway vertical turbine, our Rotojet low flow high head pitot tube pump, our range of Gabionetta API 610 pumps, and then a range of Turbo Mechanica Pump A API pumps for the API 610 market and refining and petrochemical. So we have an exhibit at the show for I think 6 years. So we're very excited to be back here promoting our products and talking with our customers.
And I have to say, it's a very impressive facility and being able to see that. So if you haven't seen it, go and look at the tour that's posted on our website.
Yes, please do.
And social media, because they're amazing.
Yes.
So thank you for your time, but is there anything else that you want to leave our listeners with?
No, come see us at the Trillium booth or visit us online at trilliumflow.com, and we're happy to visit with our customers.
Excellent. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
We are still here at TPS having a blast, and we just ran into some new people. I love when I meet people online and then they come up to the booth and they say things like, I've heard you on the podcast, or I have been meaning to meet you. I'm so glad that we ran into each other. Anyway, it's been a great day. But unexpectedly, I got to meet Will through that process. So Will,
Yes.
Introduce yourself, tell everybody who you are.
My name's Will Wright. I'm the field service manager for JH Wright. I've been with the company officially for almost a year, but I started working there whenever I was about 15 years old. My grandfather started the company in 1961 as an industrial distributorship, and over the years, my dad, now Mark Wright, is the current CEO. And so we have a municipal division and an industrial division, and then our field service division is kind of over both sectors. So we go in the plants, pull the pump, repair the pump, and help the customer. On the municipal side, we handle wastewater and sewage, and we'll go down into the wet wells, pull the submersible pumps, repair them, and make the well look all pretty, even though it's all in nasty sewage. But we've been in business for almost 70 years, and hopefully another 40 years, 50 years, however I'm alive, and maybe even kids down the future.
Okay, so going back to you're 15 years old when you started working there. What did they have you do?
Oh my gosh, they had me doing all sorts of gross stuff. Working on municipal grinder pumps is not the most glamorous job. It can be a little dirty with the stuff that it handles. But I was in the shop fabricating our basin packages, so we would drop the grinder pump in, have our float poles that turn the pumps on and off. And eventually I went out into the field and started doing the field service work. And you say you get used to the smell of a lift station, but I don't think really anybody ever does,
No, I
just
don't think
for
so.
the nasty stuff that's in there.
Yeah, but somebody has to do it, and
Somebody has
we
to
will
do it.
continue to innovate though as well.
Yeah, we have some odor control, but does it really help? Who knows? I think it does. But no, it's a great company. It's a family business. My uncle works there now. My aunt works there. My dad works there. I have my sisters work there, and no, it's a great family run business, and I don't think you see that a lot.
Yeah, and it's really important. So pumps are vital to life. We know that language around here. We know we're at the pump show, so all of us are speaking that this week, and it's just really great to meet somebody. And I noticed the name and the company name and your name, and I'm always curious how that's going to work. Sometimes, did you have to kind of go off on your own then come back?
Yes, I did. I couldn't stay in Mobile, Alabama for the rest, or my whole life. I needed to get out, move somewhere else. I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, and worked for a pump distributor up there, and then did a year in Charlotte, and then moved to their Knoxville, Tennessee branch, and did outside sales there for about a year. And
But Mobile is beautiful, though.
Mobile's beautiful. I love the mountains up in Tennessee, but I'm one to be on the water and go fish and be outside. So it's a great place to grow up and a great place to hopefully live the rest of my life there.
Well, it's really close to me, so I expect to visit and see. Y'all have something cool in there.
You need to come down. We're in the process of designing a new industrial repair facility. So in the near future, that will be designed, built, and hopefully operational.
Awesome.
Yeah,
well, thanks for jumping on the mic. It was so great to meet you.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, we're just here at TPS. We are having a great time. We're taking care of our customers, right? That's what all y'all are doing too, right?
Yeah,
Trying
absolutely.
to actually meet them, see them, engage with them, and then we want to know who you are. So we're going to start with you.
Yeah.
Just introduce yourself to everyone.
Yeah, my name is Robert Riccio. I'm an engineering and business development manager at Metallized Carbon Corporation. So Metallized Carbon Corporation, we're a carbon graphite manufacturer. So we make materials for the turbo industry. Specifically, we make our own material, then we machine parts in-house, specifically for bearings and seals for maybe turbo assemblies.
Awesome. So how did you get into this business?
Which is a funny story, actually, which is, I guess, a little bit off industrial, but I grew up actually the town over from where the plant is, so I've always saw the facility, didn't really know what it was about, but thought I'd stop in, apply for a job, and ever since then, it's been about 4 years now, and I haven't looked back, so it's been a great time.
Awesome. What is your favorite thing about working there?
Honestly, it's the people, and just like a very friendly atmosphere, working with the customers as well, just helping them solve their problems, providing them a product and solution that, make everyone, get their job done.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, right?
Yeah.
We've had a theme here about problem solving. Every time I'm interviewing somebody, that is what we're talking about. So engineers are, that's what we do, that's how we think,
Yeah.
we're in for problem solving. What else is kind of on your mind as you're here at TPS?
I guess to kind of see where the market's going, just seeing where the industry's going, how we could push the industry forward. So it's a big thing on our mind and something that we are doing in Metallized Carbon, obviously coming up with new materials to solve new problems, or just trying to understand what we need to do as a company to provide the industry new opportunities.
What type of materials are y'all working with over there?
So right now it's primarily carbon graphite. So, but we are doing a foray into different materials as well. So we started things with molybdenum disulfide based materials. So we're looking to expand our portfolio of products.
So if somebody is looking for like a challenging material, they should, or wanting to develop it, these type of things, they would need to come to you and kind of talk to you about that. How does that work?
Yeah, how that works. So usually you reach out to our engineering department. Maybe I'll start the conversation, or one of my other colleagues would. But yeah, we would kind of ask you some general questions about your application and your system, and we'll kind of review what your needs are, and then we'll kind of provide you with a product that we think would best operate in those conditions.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Was there anything else just about TPS or anything in general you want our listeners to know?
Yeah, I mean, like TPS is a great show. It's an awesome trade show. I recommend you guys coming here and visiting every year. I love coming here.
Well, wonderful. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Back at TPS at our booth with our friends, our customers, Ram Alloys. We love working with y'all. But I'm going to just start with you introducing yourself and tell them kind of what your role is.
Yeah, so my name is Drew Waters, National Sales Director. Recently took the role last July, moved down here from Wisconsin.
Okay, a little hotter.
A little bit warmer. I've survived a hurricane, a heat wave, and an ice storm. So I think I'm getting by. Been with Ram for almost 5 years now, part of the business development team out of the Midwest. So oddly enough, my first introduction with Ram was at a trade show as a customer previously. So getting the opportunity to join the team and help manage the commercial side of sales has been an absolute pleasure. And then getting to understand the turbo and pump side of things and what goes on, because pumps are our bread and butter. So this is our Super Bowl, as we like to call it. But definitely, very beneficial to get intertwined with the industry, but also, especially Houston as a greater whole.
Well, you have a great team. They are so much fun and
Yes.
just a good energy, and I love the history there. So I went on the plant tour. If y'all haven't seen it yet, there's a clip of it.
Yes.
But walking through there, seeing the pump shafts lining the hallways, and just kind of going through and seeing this is a vital part of the manufacturing of equipment, right?
Absolutely.
That's used. So you have to have those relationships, strong
Correct.
relationships.
Yes.
And it sounds like you are, 24/7
Yes.
on the go and,
Yes.
and really helping the customer. So what are y'all displaying or walking the show? Tell me why you come to TPS.
TPS for us is, like I said, kind of our lifeblood and our bread and butter. Pumps are what we do. The shafting, nobody ever plans for a pump to go down. So on the service aspect of that, with our 24/7 service, just having inventory on the floor ready to go is extremely important. But to go with that, you got to have people. So culture is very important at Ram Alloys. We've done a phenomenal job, especially Anthony, PJ, and Cody, in building the brand. And now the goal is to protect it and continue to get the name out there. But like I said, with pumps, it's a lot of relationships. It's kind of, I don't want to say an old school mentality, but a little bit of a good old boy network. And so developing those relationships, especially at the show, and then pairing that with the inventory and the service that we can provide at Ram is kind of a match made in heaven.
Absolutely. And so when you get together with the customer, because you see them here at the show, of course,
Yes.
but you have that background because you were
Yes.
in that field. So
Yes.
what do you, tell us a little bit about how you got into the industry and kind of the difference about, the challenges
Correct.
that they have.
Oddly enough, my first interaction, like I said, was at a trade show, and it was for a pump customer looking for material that we couldn't find anywhere else. It took some thinking outside the box and asking questions, and that was my first immediate reaction. Was I had a phone call within 30 minutes and starting to ask the questions and find out what was going on. We can do this, we can do that. How do we get this? How do we get that? And in a matter of a couple hours, we had a solution to the problem that we needed, and we got the order.
So you still talk to people?
All the time.
Yes,
Yes.
that is allowed. You can't
Yes.
call people
Yes.
and talk to
Yes.
them.
No, that's a big part of what we do. I mean, obviously there's been some different struggles over the years. I joined Ram right as COVID hit, which was, I'm a big people person, so getting out and seeing people is a huge part of what I do, but you've really got to be a chameleon now, and you got to be able to do it over the phone, through email. But again, there's nothing better than getting in front of customers and having those conversations.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Okay, so anything else that you want to leave our listeners with?
I think come down and enjoy the show. It's a great show, the good people, great atmosphere, good environment. It's always a lot of fun. But if you're looking to get into the industry and if you need raw material, Ram Alloys is the place to be.
Yes, it is. All right. Thank you so much. All right. So we're back at TPS. No, I keep saying that. Everybody knows we're at TPS. We're doing a TPS, series here. And
Awesome.
what we do is just start with you introducing yourself and telling people kind of what you do and your current role.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Tyler Courtney. I'm the director for energy sales and marine sales for Regal Rexnord. Been with the company about 12 years, based out of Dallas or the DFW area, which is a home office for me. In a sales role, I'm on the road a lot, but that's where I work and reside.
And I'm Tyler Stroop. I'm a design engineer for Regal Rexnord. I reside out of our Florence, Kentucky plant, and I've been with the company for about 5 years. So my primary role now is a main contact design engineer for our turbo and engineered quarter products. And our Florence, Kentucky plant is our home for where we manufacture the majority of those.
Awesome. So you design them and you sell them?
That's correct.
Okay. So we'll start with the design. Tell us a little bit more about the products that you have on display here at TPS.
Yeah, so this year we have a lot of our high performance brands, some from Copflex, some Aerodrives. We also have Baby Turboflex and Euroflex that are newer offerings to our brand portfolio as we've compiled in the recent years under the Regal Rexnord branding. Over there we also have some of our recertification couplings, so we're advertising this year that we can take some of the couplings that are existing in the field and basically go through, replace any components that are broken. We go through and we sandblast them or bead blast them to get them up and check everything to make sure there's no micro cracks or fractures in them, and then basically recertify them and rebalance them to an as-new coupling for about 40 to 60% of the cost of it.
Okay.
And with a new coupling warranty.
Oh, I was going to say, and so are people wanting this? Is this a need out in the industry that you've seen?
Yeah, I think it's an area that we've identified where there's a need for this from the different industries that we serve. It's a growth opportunity for us, which is always something that we're after. And so, I think current state, we've got a facility in Florence, Kentucky that can do this. And we've got a facility in Slovakia that can do this as well. But we're looking to cover the major regions of the globe. A lot of what's driving that is we know where our install base is, right? We have a decent idea. And then making sure that we're aligned to that and have facilities in region.
Okay, so outside of that, what is your other favorite product to sell?
I think the Powerline 2.0, and it's his baby, so I'll let him.
So that's another one that we're kind of relaunching this year. So we've had the Powerline 1.0 in the industry for about 30 years. So what it is a condition monitoring device. So it basically collects data off the coupling and it trends that data and will dump it to the customer's data collection system on site. They can basically monitor the efficiency of their equipment, and it tells through the coupling how the lifeline is of the driving and driven equipment that it's attached to. What we're showcasing this year is our 2.0, so not a change necessarily to the mechanical coupling, but to the electronics. We've taken that 30 years of voice of customer to our consideration, and we're now relaunching that for ease of use and installation, and also for better ability for connectivity for the data collection systems that are now out there in the industry.
All right. And so they've given you the product. It's what they need. So your job is easy, right?
Well, that's where the fun begins, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
so, I think we know kind of where these products live and where they're being operated. I think a lot of it is an awareness campaign to a certain extent, right? Making end users aware of the fact that they have options when it comes to high performance couplings. If they don't have a spare, we can work with them based on the turnaround window that they might be operating in. There have been instances where if we've got 4 to 6 weeks and we can order some stuff ahead, we can get the coupling out, get it refurbished and recertified and back in service, which is powerful. And so, I think we want to have those conversations with end users. We want to be sort of a consultant, if you will, and engaged, from the time that we sell the coupling to the OEM and, whenever they finally take that piece of equipment out of service.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it like coming back to TPS every year?
I think it's a great event. I love walking around and kind of
Yeah.
seeing all the new things that are coming to the industry, meeting familiar faces. I go to all the tech sessions and the short courses. So it's nice and neat to me to see what everybody's working on and things that they're bringing to the industry and up and coming.
Well, we're so glad you're here, and thank you for your time. Is there anything else that you wanted to leave our listeners with?
I'm good.
You're
No,
good.
stop by the Regal
Yeah, stop by
Rexnord
the Regal
booth.
Rexnord.
Come say
Yeah,
hi.
have some fun.
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Okay.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, we're back at TPS at our booth. We're having a great time as always, but just interviewing people that we like in the industry and that are super cool. And so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start by you introducing yourself and we'll go from there.
Sure. I'm Danielle Giordano. I'm with the Hydraulic Institute. I am the Director of Marketing and Events. I've been with the Hydraulic Institute for 16 years now in a couple different roles, but in this role for about, I think a little over 5 now, and it's different than when I started with HI because I worked closely with the committees and project managing the standards development process to publication, where now I'm managing the marketing as well as the events for HI.
Just a very small job,
Yeah, just a few things going on.
I'm excited about the event. It's coming up, and I love that we get to be there and support it on the Empowering Women in Industry side. But what should we expect at conference?
Sure. So our conferences, I like to say we do double duty. So it is technical in that we have the committees that get together to revise and develop all the publications, the technical publications and standards for the pump industry, but it's also heavy on the networking side. So there's the people aspect to it. So there's a lot of networking that happens. I always say when we open registration for an event, it's like I can't wait to see who's going to RSVP for the party, because we build relationships with people and you get used to seeing them at least 3 times a year, and you look forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then all of our members and our partners feel the same way, and they enjoy coming to the events too.
Yeah, it is like a pop party.
The fun and the work.
Yeah, it feels similar to TPS, where we get to see a lot of people here, but then
Yes.
It extends outside of kind of this oil and gas, petrochem area into our water, wastewater that we'll see at WEFTEC too. But we'll just kind of like bring all of that together at HI on the engineering side. But over the years, there's been a lot more marketing and sales, like collaborations and trainings to kind of get to know. So what does that look like for somebody coming into HI? What is it that they should look for to kind of get trained in or certified in?
Sure. We try to, embrace anybody that's new and give them an overview of what we do, just so that they don't come in like deer in headlights. So we give them opportunities to volunteer for our committees. And then through those committees, they would have the opportunity to help develop the training as a subject matter expert. And then also beyond that, help develop certifications for the industry, which is something that's new for HI that we just launched last year, is this Pump Systems Certified Level 1 training, which we actually have a learning path for. And it goes through, courses in the introductory level up to the basic. And it's kind of a way to, if you've never worked in the pump industry at all, you come from a different industry or just didn't learn about the pump industry in school, it gives you an opportunity to learn about it and then get certified so that ideally it would help you in your hiring process.
Yeah, and I think you do that a lot. Like we've had the pilot program for people coming into the industry to get to know what HI is all about and learn, there's so many different things that we could talk about, but that kind of being the new thing to get certified in. Traditionally, being a part of your committees and serving in that, it does grow. And we've talked to many people about how they started out and kind of got mentored there, and you grow in that knowledge. And I think that that's true. And y'all do such a good job of it. So,
thank you. Yeah, you mentioned our pilot program. I should have mentioned that's happening at our fall conference as well. And what pilot stands for is Pump Industry Leader of Tomorrow. So the idea is that this is somebody that's new to the industry, maybe new to a company, doesn't even know what an association is. We have a program that starts before the fall conference where they get, the smaller sessions to be able to get an introduction to, why is my company even a member of this association? Like they get to understand more of why associations exist and what they can get out of it on a personal level as well as a professional level. And
the answer to that is a lot.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I always love when someone starts out as a pilot, they come for that one time and then they stay. It's always a success story when, they come in October and I see them again in February and June and October again. And we've had quite a few pilot success stories, and it's even more exciting when you've met someone when they were just new at a company, and then, I've been with the company 16 years, so I've seen progression.
Promotions stuff like that
and then, someone that started out with just, a basic engineering level is now a director of marketing or, something that's, at a level that, they weren't at when I met them.
That's right. And it helps you kind of cross outside and see the different areas within a company to work to. So you get introduced to the engineering side, the sales side, the marketing side, just together. You're doing a lot of market outreach and outlooks now where it's not just standards anymore is what I'm trying to say.
No, you're absolutely, yeah. So for, HI's been around for 100 plus years. We're almost up to 110 at this point. But primarily we're just known for standards. And in my 16 years with being HI, like we've gone beyond that. That's where the training and the certification and then just the networking and then the pilot programs and, being partners with companies outside of just our membership, like Empowering Pumps and Empowering Women. It gives us more reach beyond just what we have in our association.
Well, we love being a partner with you. We're excited about this year. We're going to do some trivia night, some fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Try to stump the pump people, see if there's some...
Yeah, beat the pros.
Beat the pros. I'll put myself in that category, even though it is a different kind of pro, but I'm a pro. I've been here 20 years, so I can claim that.
Yeah, you can, for sure.
Yeah. Well, excited about that. Anything else you want to leave our listeners with?
Just, feel free to reach out and get to know more about HI. And if you work for a company that's already a member, I want you to take advantage of that membership. We've got a lot of free resources that are available to our members for training and discounts on things as well. And I feel like sometimes we get those core people that come to our meetings, but then there's a lot of people behind the scenes and the other back in the offices that don't get to come, and they don't realize that they've got so many resources available just by their company's membership.
Yeah, so invite a friend to come and look into it, and Danielle is a great resource, so make sure that you reach out to her. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for the time.
We are here at TPS and we are having a great week. I keep saying that over and over again. And we feel like this is the best week of the year. We are a family coming together in the pump and turbo industry, right? And we meet our friends. We meet new people. So it was so great to meet you yesterday. Thanks for recognizing me.
Of course.
But introduce yourself. Tell people kind of what you do today, and we'll get into some other things about the show.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm Jerry Collier. I'm the head of sales for North America, based in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been with John Crane for about 19 years in various roles. I started out in engineering and then moved into sales leadership. And now I have the great honor of leading my sales team across the United States and Canada.
Awesome. Well, I always love a story of growth and being ingrained in it. You know the story, you know the challenges. Also the passion for problem solving. That's a common theme around here today. And I guess just tell me a little bit more about what you're showcasing here at TPS to give them an idea, and then we'll dive into a little more.
Yeah, of course. So we're presenting various products today, from compression, the barrier seal, the 93AX, to an ethane ethylene seal called the 8628VL, Also a rebranding and relaunching of our Performance Plus reliability contracts, and then our digital services. So Sense Monitor and Sense for Turbo, predictive diagnostics on the digital side to help customers maximize their uptime and efficiencies.
I think it's amazing. I always think it's cool how a mechanical world can still be innovative, and we do have to use the technology. So you're here, you're promoting new and interesting things at your booth, but just tell us a little bit more about kind of your role and just, I guess, leading your team now.
Yeah, I'm here to support my team. I'm here to develop them. You talked about watching progression and moving up in an organization. I'm here to develop my team, watch them grow, watch them develop, and watch them support customers. We just had our scrum over at our booth to kick off the day, and I told them, be engaging, talk to customers, and have fun, smile, and enjoy this. This is a great time for us.
We forget that. We forget that our work is important, for one.
Yes.
It keeps the world running, and yeah, to have a little fun along the way. So
that's right.
I'll just say this: being able to walk through the hotel here in at the Hilton, it's famous for TPS, right? So you walk through. There's a lot of business.
We take that hotel over this week.
Yes, exactly, and see people that I've known for 20 years, and then to run into new people, but. Is it the same kind of going out in the field, going to the customers, that you can kind of just have that, like, we support the customers feeling, right? You go in, you know them, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Do you feel that when you kind of go to customer sites too? Or is it more just the trade show world that's like that?
No. Going out in the field, I mean, we see the same customers. Now, customers may move from site to site, but we build relationships with them. What's exciting for me of coming to TPS is I'm seeing customers that I haven't seen in a year. Like, I met a midstream operator yesterday. He came to our facility in Pasadena. I haven't seen him in a year, since TPS last year. So getting to reinforce those relationships and spend time together, and also talk about work, talk about how their business is running, how we can help them, maximize their uptime, their reliability, and help them be profitable.
All right, I have a just side question on this. It's just like, we're in a room full of competitors. We were talking about this, and you see your competitors, you see your customers, you see, just industry as a whole. And being able to talk to them about the challenges, because we are in a challenging time right now. Do you feel like you have to hide that, or do you just is it open here at TPS?
We'll all walk around and look at each other's booths, see what they're showcasing, say hey. The mechanical seal and the rotating equipment world, as you're seeing, it's not a huge world. A lot of us know each other. Whether we're at a competitor, whether at a customer, we know each other. I just walked by a few competitors and said, hey to old friends, old colleagues. Business is business, and we still have some friendships that we maintain out there.
That's right. You can't get out of the pump industry. You just kind of move around, is what we say.
Once you're in, if you don't get out early, you are in your career.
Yeah. It's not a bad place to be.
No, it's really not. No, it's really great. And if I look at the mechanical sealing industry, what we do, we minimize leakage. I mean, we're doing something good, right? We're minimizing leakage, we're protecting the environment. So it is great, right? It is great to do.
Yeah, and we need it. And there's a lot of other challenges that come with understanding that. So when we talk about the future challenges, we have to understand how can we capture the leaks and reuse that stuff for profit, and how we can maximize that, because that actually does help the environment too.
Absolutely.
And it helps you be able to do it because you get to retain that. So anyway, I love it. I love mechanical seals talk. People get blamed. The mechanical sealing world in general get blamed for a lot of things, but things don't run without it. So that's why.
Often our product is the weakest link on the piece of rotating equipment. It fails for a reason. Obviously, often not wearing out. Our job is to collaborate with our partners and our customers to understand what happened, why it failed, and explain it to them.
So good. Yeah. So I could talk to you for days, but is there anything else that you want to leave our listeners with?
No. Come by our booth. Come look at our products. Come see what we have to show. Come meet our fantastic sales team. You'll see us floating around for the next 2.5 days. And have fun, enjoy it, look to see what other technologies are here. I'll walk around and I'll look at other technologies even outside of rotating equipment. You talked about digital. I think there's some AI companies here. Everyone's interested to see how AI plays a role in and rotating equipment and how everyone maintains or maximizes their reliability. So.
Yeah, and that's how we do it. We have to talk to people. We have to go out. We have to look for those ideas and be inspired, because I think that is exactly what happens when I come to TPS. I am inspired for the future generation and what we can do right now. So inspired to meet you too. Thanks for your time. Hey everybody, we're back at TPS with some friends that just behind the wall here, but we see every time we go to trade shows. We love it. It's so fun to get to see y'all and hear what you're doing and just laugh and joke. But I'll start with letting you introduce yourself, a little small version first, and then we'll dive into the industry or how you got into the industry. So you can go first.
Well, I'm Chuck Tanner. I'm the Director of Market Development. My job is to kind of scope the market to find new places that we can use the products and develop new innovative ways to solve industry sealing problems.
Okay. Your turn.
I'm Steve Hall. I'm the Southeastern Regional Manager for Outside Sales. I work with our distributors and with our end users of the products and everything. I help them solve a lot of the problems that they have in the field.
So seals are very important. All sealing technologies, the reliability side of the things that y'all do too, packing, all sealing technologies, right? We see how important they are for the pump and turbo valve industry. But what is it like coming to a show like TPS and being amongst competitors, customers for a whole week?
Well, what you see when you come to these shows is there's a lot of new innovative manufacturing processes for metal parts and different things like that. We kind of take some of that back to the plant. And you see a lot of, there's a lot of networking goes on. You see a lot of old friends, make new friends, and it's a really good venue to grow your business and grow your technology and develop new contacts and new relationships.
Yeah. So how does one get into the industry, right? That is the question. How do we get into the industry? And I say once you're in it, you're there, you stay. So Steve, tell us how you got into the industry.
I came to work with SEPCO about 27 years ago. I was actually working for an electrical company, and they needed some help when they were moving from Pelham to Alabaster, the new facility. I was working nights and weekends, helping them get the plant up and going, and eventually when they got a little bit settled, they had a job open and offered it to me, and that's kind of how history started. I worked inside the plant. I did maintenance on the braiders and all the equipment that's in there, and later on went to machinist school, and I started making parts and everything for the braiders, and we transferred to the outside where we got to work on some customer stuff, and with some of the knowledge that I had, it just transferred, and then Chuck helped me along when bringing me to the outside sales world, and that was back in 2014, and it's just been miles and miles since then.
So you did that to him, Chuck. You brought him in there?
I did.
Okay. Well, I've seen the facility. I've seen the braiding machines and everything. They're super interesting, right? Mechanical wonder, really. And so anybody can kind of go and look at the tour that we did. We've got that recorded now. But Chuck, since you brought him along with you, how did you get into this space?
Well, you want the honest truth?
Yeah.
The honest truth was, I started in this business just by chance. Mm-hmm. This was the first job I had out of college, and it was during the Carter administration when there was no jobs. And I was always mechanically inclined, and I just, it's kind of like a field trip every day. You get to see how all sorts of things are made, and you learn all sorts of things about different products and manufacturing processes, and it's really just kind of like a little field trip. And if you're interested in how things are done and how things are manufactured, and you have a good mechanical aptitude, and the customers are just really good, and they just kind of bring you along, and they teach you all these things. And it's really, a lot of it's tribal knowledge. It's not taught in engineering school. You know, we see a lot of these new engineers that come out of engineering school. They have no idea what's going on with all these processes and these different things, and it's just very interesting. And it's but you got to have the desire to want to understand
how things work,
and how things made. If you're one of these people that got new toys when you were a child and took them apart, you're a candidate for this in the future.
Yeah, I need to try. I wish I could remember if I did that, because I love a plant tour. I love going out and seeing how things are done. And you know, you are the mechanical side of things. You know, Steve, you're telling me about, you know, working on planes and things like that. So it's just kind of, there's part of it that's in you. There's part that you can teach, but you know, did you recognize that early on?
Oh yeah, I was raised on a small farm, so you had to learn just about everything that had to be fixed or whatever. You had to figure it out, and that was part of what, you know, got me started in it. I came out of high school. I worked for a fab shop. I learned to burn and weld and fabricate all kind of stuff. Transferred to other places. I've worked at chemical plants where they blended chemicals and stuff like that. I worked in the mining industry. I've had a very fulfilling kind of career over I always took the chance to learn anything I could about what was going on. And if there was somebody working beside me, I tried to learn a little bit about what they were doing. So.
Yeah, that's the key to success for sure. And I'm just glad that I get to be surrounded by all these amazing experts in the field and learn from y'all. So anything else that you want to leave our listeners with?
Well, I'll have to say I've been in this business over 40 years, and I've never looked for a job. And you know, it's a very rewarding job, and we do things that people take for granted every day. You know, our products involve, you know, process sealing, you know, right down to small things like O-rings and things like that. And when you sit down and you think about those little parts and how they affect your daily life, you would not have water in your house. Your car would not run down the road. Okay, there's things that the sealing industry does every day that
they're vital to life.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, things would not function. Cars would not run. Planes would not fly. I mean, it's just, and they're just little bitty insignificant parts to most people, but it's the parts that keep all the fluids and other components where they'll function, and they won't function without it. So it's very interesting.
They'll just burn up a lot of the times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, if y'all want to come see SEPCO, they're right behind us. Also, do y'all know y'all's booth number? I don't know.
It's booth 1314, and you're welcome to come by and see us.
They have all their sealing products out on display, and I took a video of it because it's pretty cool. And there's some fire going on over there.
There might be a little fire.
Yeah. Well, thank y'all. Y'all did a great job. It's good. We're at TPS again, and we are having such a good time. I know my energy changes because I get so excited about who I'm meeting, and then I bring them into the booth, and then I get to introduce them to the world. So that's what we're going to do. You just introduce yourself, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good. Hi, I'm Keith Brand. I'm the business development manager for Thordon Bearings. And starting at the beginning, how I got in this industry. I'm from Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania one time was the steel capital of the world. And the town I live in, Pottstown, we've got Bethlehem Steel, a whole bunch of other steel companies. So in high school and college, I went right into the mills, started working. I actually started grinding shafts. So went off to college, and first job, I went to a job fair, and they hired me because I was the only guy that knew what a shaft was. So that got me started. From there, I got into pumps and fittings, then joined another company that was starting to get into composite bearing materials, Peak in particular. So I worked with that outfit for about 20 years. And then close to 20 years ago, I joined up with Thordon Bearings. And so a little history about Thordon. Thordon is over 100 years old. It's a family-owned company. Same family has owned it now the entire time. We're located up in Burlington, Ontario, which is a suburb of Toronto. And we got into making polymer bearings quite a few years back, and we have three main divisions. We have the marine division, which is our largest division. So primarily water lubricated bearings, replacing oil lubrication on boats. More and more ships becoming environmentally conscious. They don't want any oil leaking out of the back of the boat. So we do anything from small little yachts on up to cruise ships, nuclear submarines, aircraft carriers. Primarily the propeller shaft bearings and rudder bearings, and then some associated deck equipment. That's our largest division, primarily because those bearings are very big. We have a hydro division, which makes bearings, water lubricated bearings again, for hydro turbines, primarily main guide bearings and wicket gate bearings. And that's a very growing industry for us. Again, very environmentally friendly. They're replacing oil lubrication on the mechanical parts with water lubrication. And our bearings fit that niche very well. I primarily work with the pump and industrial end of things, and by volume, that's the largest amount of bearings we make. But you know, we're talking this size as opposed to that size. So in the pump industry, the two main drivers that we have for our pump bearings are, again, water lubricated, very good abrasion resistance, and we can handle a dry start. So our biggest application is in vertical turbine pumps. And vertical turbine pumps, oftentimes the upper bearings are not lubricated. So it takes a little while for the water to get up to the upper bearings. Traditional solution to that was either oil those bearings up the top or flush water down to keep the bearings lubricated. More and more municipalities don't like to see oil in their water. So again, a very environmental solution. Because we have a very low coefficient of friction, we can handle a dry start up to 2 minutes, depending on the design of the pump. More and more people are pumping water in arid regions. So that water is dirty, and so abrasion is a concern. Our bearings have very good abrasion resistance. We've got some of the best abrasion resistance out there, especially on the bottom part of the pump where you tend to get a lot more abrasive. So we can handle, you know, those two particular applications very well. Now, we're located throughout the world. We primarily sell through distribution. We have distributors that have engineering capability and stocking. I think it's over 80 distributors that we have. So we cover the world very well. We work with the OEMs and the end users. Another advantage that we have is our bearings are made in tube stock. So we can supply the finished machine bearing, or the customer can purchase a tube and machine it themselves. So if they have a very short lead time, they've got to pump this down, they need to get it replaced. Most of our distributors will have that tubing in stock, so you know they can turn the pump around relatively quickly. And to assist in all this, we have a sizing program. It takes about a minute, and you put your inputs in, the temperatures, the speeds, the loads on the pump, size of the housing, shaft diameters. The program will spit out exactly the size to machine the bearings to. So it takes all the guesswork out of it.
So are y'all training your distributors in order to be able to do that, or do you go in site with the end users to train them on that?
We work hand in hand. First off, you know, we do a lot of training for our distributors. As a matter of fact, this month we have a distributor training school. So their new employees come to our facility for a week. We train them in all the disciplines and, you know, make sure they know what they're doing. I'll travel all around the world visiting the distributors, getting them trained, and then making calls on key accounts or problem accounts, you know, to solve the problem. So we've got a lot of support, and it works well. It's we've got some distributors that have been on with us for 35 years.
Well, I remember it was around 15 to 20 years ago coming to your facility and walking it. So I've been there, and I don't remember who gave me the tour, but it was impressive. And I think that having that facility and having the knowledge shared there does make it.
Well, you got to come back up because we bought a building across the street. We've been expanding, tremendously in the last 10 years. We bought the building across the street, and we're getting ready to, get that up and going.
Well, awesome.
Some equipment there is already running.
Well, good. Well, I'll definitely look into doing that. The other part, you made my interview easy. I didn't even have to ask you. Like you're a pro.
I'm a salesman. Get me started talking, and I can go on.
It's perfect. But so much value there. What about being at TPS? Do you always come to this show?
Yeah, I've been coming to it for years, and it's a good show for us. A few years back, I can't remember, it got a little bit slow, and then they combined it, the pumps and the turbo machinery together. That was a good move, because it's
rotating
much better
equipment,
traffic.
Yeah, and being able to have everybody together.
We're just opening up here today, and we've had a lot of good,
Yeah, I've seen the foot traffic coming through too, and I always love the uniforms that walk through. You're the right person to talk to, right? Well, it was great to meet you or see you, and looking forward to just having a great week at TPS here, doing interviews at TPS, and we're having such a great time. I love coming to the show. We get to be the social media sponsor, and it's just so much fun. So that's what we're doing. We're just saying hello to people. And I've been watching you work here. You've been setting things up, doing some amazing things. So first, just introduce yourself to everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Tiffany Rotz. I'm the Marketing and Communications Manager for ITT, our Industrial Process Division. So we have 3 businesses under the ITT umbrella. There's Industrial Process, which is flow control. So your pumps, your valves, your motors. Then you have CCT and MT. CCT is more on the defense side, and MT is more on like the shocks, absorbers, that type of stuff. But I manage the pumps, motors, and valves brands. And at Industrial Process, we manage flow control. We just released our brand new state-of-the-art Viter motor. We're very excited about it. It's the hot new toy on the market. We love it. We adore her. Nothing gets me more excited than bringing something brand new like that. Innovation.
Absolutely. And it's so great to be in the pump industry and be able to still say that we get to innovate.
Yes, exactly.
It's so exciting. And to be able to be here at TPS and show that off. And I know you have several things at your booth. Anything that we need to share for people to come over and see?
Only everything. We have our 3600i multi-stage pump that we really revolutionize the process and make it easier to maintain and bring it to life, bring new vision to how we pump water and our flow control. We also have our 3430, which we just released. It's double suction. Just released that onto the market a few months ago. We're releasing new sizes, so we're featuring that over there in the booth today. We have our 3700i. We've showcased that a couple of times here at TPS. It always does really, really very well. And then we have our VICR, our vertical line. We have a lot of our engineering experts, which where else can you go to get full access to all of the engineers? Ask them your tough questions. Let them know what your challenges are in your space and in your systems, and see how we can help you. So those are some of the things that we have on hand right now. We have a live demo pump station that you've seen. You saw it last year. Wonderful. Had a lot of fun with that, and of course the Viter motor, which we're all very, very excited about.
What is your favorite part about that, other than
the Viter motor?
Yes.
Well, it depends on who you talk to. So like, I get really excited about different wins in the marketplace. So we have a couple of case studies where we saw energy savings, and everybody really wants to look at the sustainability aspect. Where can they save on the bottom line? So that was a big piece. So you get really excited about that. And then you have another case study where the maintenance ease factor is just a huge asset for them. So you get really excited and hopped up on that one. So like, when you see customers win, we win. So I just get excited about those different elements.
Yeah, you're helping people and solving problems. Again,
Yes.
It keeps coming back to that we've interviewed several people, and it is about problem solving this week. And the other thing is fun, coming back to TPS, like you said, I've seen the work that you've put in and what it takes to kind of put together a booth and have it ready so that we can have those conversations.
Yes.
But you're doing that and all over. So it's not just here. And so I just I admire that. I love that, and being able to just see that in action. So that's one element of coming to TPS. It is a trade show event, but we're having conferences and conversations, and that's what leads to innovation.
Yes, absolutely. And well, that's what I appreciate about what you do, and you're bringing to light a lot of the stuff that we have showcased and the conversations and the relationships. You're wonderful at that. I love seeing you every year, and I'm going to see you again. We're going to be at WEFTEC in a few weeks.
She's walking the show, yes. And then we love being able to see like 80% of our customers in these two shows, right?
Yes.
But also just hearing from them, it helps us know what's next. So the industry insight that we get while being here. So what are you excited about for like the rest of this week?
Oh, the rest of this week. The big thing for me is getting that in-person connection. We're in a digital space right now that there's a time and place for it, of course. I love it. I absolutely adore social media. But I love this interaction.
Yes.
Like me and you seeing face to face. Emails get buried. You can see something on LinkedIn here and there, but nothing beats the face-to-face interaction and having these conversations in person, because it's so difficult. Like, our schedules are so crazy anymore that it's so hard to connect, and
that's what this does a great job of. Yeah.
I get to see you guys, I get to see customers, distributors, all walks, and new faces.
Yeah, I think there's also the hands-on approach to the equipment too, and people be getting able to feel it and touch it. Yeah, it's so fun. And so, all of that together here at the best week of the year is what they were saying at the Pump and Turbo Show. So we've had a great time. Thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you.
Is there anything else you want to leave them with?
Come stop by and say hello, 1611. If you guys are if you're posting this today or tomorrow, we're here all week. And then, of course, come say hi to Charli, because she's just a wonderful asset. We enjoy our partnership, and we're looking to see very much so where we can partner more in the future.
Well, I appreciate that, and thank you for your time.
Absolutely.